Zimbabwe's effort to re-engage international creditors and plans to increase use of the Chinese yuan have given it a boost, with the international credit rating agency Moody's. The southern African country is in debt to the tune of over $1 billion. Last year, it agreed a debt clearance debt strategy with its major creditors, including the IMF and World Bank.
The debt overhang has prevented Zimbabwe from accessing fresh funding. The country's been working with the IMF on reforms to reduce its recurrent expenditure to free up funds so it can start servicing its arrears. It's undertaken to clear $1.8 billion of its debt in the first half of the year, a step the IMF said could unlock fresh capital. Debt forgiveness, thawing relations with international creditors, and the prospects of unlocking much-needed technical and financial assistance are credit positive for Zimbabwe, Moody said. The International Credit Rating Agency says use of the Chinese yuan in bilateral trade with China, as well as in local transactions, was likely to facilitate greater levels of FDI from and bilateral trade with China. Last year, Zimbabwe's government said it would encourage greater use of the Chinese yuan, alongside a basket of international currencies, including the US dollar, South African rand and British pound, that were adopted in 2009 after the country phased out the Zimbabwe dollar. China is Zimbabwe's second biggest trade partner.
The reality is that China is a big factor in the global economy. They're a big player. We need them. Our people fly into China all the time. Wouldn't it be better if they in fact were using that instead of using, or rather transacting via the US and lose a lot of value in the process? I personally just think that right now, because we are totally incapable of introducing our own currency, this move is a step in the right direction.
Using the yuan could also help lower the country's current account deficit. However, use of the Chinese unit alone is not enough to solve Zimbabwe's long-standing problems.
All this is actually underpinned by production. So production is actually the sustainable panacea to this problem, economic quagmire that we find ourselves in. But as long as we are not producing, it means we will not be able to sustainably produce enough liquidity in the economy.
A large number of Zimbabwe's industries have buckled under pressure from economic problems that have beset the country for more than a decade and a half. Currently, industry is operating at a third of its capacity. Farah Mokutuya, CCTV, Harare, Zimbabwe.